what do I want to show? This, I guess. And that. Okay.
Right.
Show.
You're
Cool.
going.
This, I guess.
You're going. You're live.
Great. This is our Sprint 19 demo for preservation catalog and robots and related concerns in Sewell DLSS. It is the conclusion of a longer sprint, but one interrupted with many interviews with interesting candidates that we hope to pursue for positions. Things that we finished. We were able to update the Workflow Archiver app, which is part of the Workflow service. And we were able to translate a script that does daily reporting from its previous instantiation as a shell script to a Ruby-based one. And we finished documenting DevOps docs and operational concerns. I can show you what the script looked like in its output. Previously, just formatted an email. Not the most interesting output. Citing recent activity and any errors. But this is something that we hope to consolidate. There actually is a handful of scripts that did the same thing or similar things. So one of our next directions is to consolidate these outputs that were separate emails into a single email. This is our fancy diagram that organizes some of the work that we'll be doing and did this round. It portrays preservation catalog, which is the main application in our frame of reference here. And it's worker queues and workers that are currently being implemented. In this work cycle, we implemented, there's a PR currently for the endpoint delivery worker to S3, which is our first target for replication. We have initial work in other areas, but that'll be continuing. In pursuit of the S3 implementation, we set up things like test bucket, test credentials, so that we can actually confirm via live remote operations what we expect to happen. We also evaluated what it takes for us to use trusted checksum repository as the source of MD5, as a persistence and a source of MD5 information about the zips that will be pushed to S3, which is one of those core concerns of this application. If we don't use TCR, if we had to use an alternate means, it would be like storing it on file system in ways that are less queryable and less robust. We also mounted SDR transfer volume, which is where, represented here by the cylinder, where the actual zips to be posted to endpoints will be stored and where the workers will retrieve them from during posting. We also continued running checksum validation, which is completed in an earlier phase, against our disks in prod, producing checksums on all but 5 disks. So we expect that to conclude in the next sprint. Ingest robots, we finished the Workflow Archiver app modifications, as mentioned earlier. And that's it. So I'll personally be working on this. Other people will be working on other parts of this diagram. And when complete, we'll be able to push through all the data that we've gathered up checksums on from checksum validation, produce zips, and post them to S3.